Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Scribes and Scrolls.
Woohoo!
This is Book 7, Under a Red Moon, Chapter 102,
Wow.
Mirror, Fire, Shadow.
Oh, interesting.
102 sessions.
Dude, that's a lot,
And
man. That's a lot.
depending on how things progress in this session, there's only this and maybe one more session before we get to the grand finale, I think. Possibly two. But I mean, we're pretty much at the point where it's 3 or less episodes left.
Holy cow.
Yeah, we're gonna finish at like 104 or 105.
That's wild.
Unless
that is wild.
unless the grand finale turns into like a two-part epic.
Hmm.
So we'll
You
see.
never know.
We'll see how that goes. Anyway, this is, of course, just one of the handful of TTRPG streams that we have happening here on Mini Terrain Domain on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have this week, actually, we have the other couple of games, are happening. Tomorrow night is our every other Tuesday game, Sky Metal Iron Gods. And as of 2 weeks ago, we completed Chapter 1, the Fires
You
of
guys
Creation.
survived.
And we survived, and we leveled up. So tomorrow we will be starting Chapter 2, Lords of Rust. And basically the whole world opened up to us. It's kind of like when you're playing sort of the opening tutorial area of Witcher 3, and you finally get done with that, and all of a sudden it goes, okay, now here's the rest of the world. And there's like 100 plus quest markers on the board, and that's what it feels like. Vi showed us a map of the world and has been dropping location names for a couple sessions, so
I love it.
yeah. And then, of course, we have on Thursday nights our Welcome to Paradise Academy Season 2 of our Kids on Bikes Paradise, Michigan campaign. Coming up this Thursday is Session 23. The last session ended with the gang at a post-midnight party at Billy Stapler's house that just happens to be all monsters. Vampires and werewolves and invisible people and mummies and whatever else. And one of the characters decided it was a good idea to eschew authority in the form of releasing a full lightning bolt of power into the vampire. And it ended with all of the monstrous people coming out and surrounding all of the...
Into the vampire and his fucking girlfriend, if I may. And
yes.
You know, so
Yep. The vampire and his girlfriend, who Cari has a vested interest in that character.
Hell of a first date.
So if you want to see what's going on with that, you tune in on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. But we are here to, at the not even the beginning of the end, we're well into the end, the middle of the end, the beginning of the end of the end. In our Scribes and Scrolls game, I'm going to point up over here, up above Cari in the corner there, where you can see those domain tomes. Domain tomes are a way that they're the domain dice, for one thing, for this particular campaign. And I'll never get it right on the first time. The domain tomes in this game, the players can earn from you, the viewer, or in tonight's case so far, them, either by subscribing, resubscribing, gifting subs, cheering 500 bits, tipping $5. All of those things will earn tomes for the players, and they will appear magically just like this. Of course, the players can use those. They can spend 1 to re-roll a check using the new result, or can draw 1 hero point card. They can spend 3 of them to avoid certain death, but it can only be used once per player per session. You can spend 5 of them to enact a change of fate, adjusting the success level of any check by 1 degree up or down for either yourselves or for the GM. Meaning you can turn a success into a critical success, you can turn a critical failure into a regular failure, or you could turn a regular failure into a critical failure if you're really trying to screw me over. Yeah, so you can see right now they've got 15 of those at their disposal. They can get more if you do any of the things mentioned above. This game is adults. Ostensibly, that's us. We may not act like it all the time, but
say who are they?
Some have insinuated the law, I guess, that we are adults. We are portraying fictitious characters in a fantastic setting. You may hear graphic depictions of violence, intense dramatic roleplay, or sensitive topics, including but not limited to divorce, bullying, alcohol, and substance use and abuse, and more. If this is something that doesn't appeal to you, or you're not in the right frame of mind for that, nobody's going to think any less of you if you head on out. Go find something else to watch. Come back later when you're in a better mindset, or check out some of the other shows if this stuff doesn't appeal to you. That said, it's important to let you know that all of our players have participated in Session 0, where specific lines and veils were established. Additionally, safety tools are in place to ensure that all of our players are kept safe and have fun. We use the traffic light system. It's a very simple system we can all call a red light, a yellow light, or a green light in any situation, and we know how to react accordingly to that. I might need a memory jog sometimes if it hasn't happened in a long time, although now that I'm keyed to it, I don't have to go, wait, what? But we encourage you to use Session Zeros and safety tools in your own games as well, and at your own table. It's really important to make sure that everybody's on the same page and that you're all in it for the same kind of fun, and that everybody feels safe, can have fun. If you want more information about the TTRPG safety toolkit, other types of safety tools, or you want to see some of the very same tools that we use here at MTD, you can check out bit.ly/TTRPG safety toolkit, all one word. There's some great resources there that'll take you to a Google Drive. I promise you it's safe. There's a lot of great resources there, including the RPG checklist, consent checklist that we use, as well as the traffic light system, X cards, and a few other systems. So please do check that out. The last thing before we get started here is, of course, as always, a mental health check-in. We take mental health serious here at MTD. It's something very important to us. I like to speak very candidly about it. I've always been honest about my own struggles with anxiety, depression, and it was a big step to find help, to get help and go through counseling, to equip me with the tools I need to be able to deal with those things. They're still there. I deal with them from time to time. Nowhere near as much, but when they do happen, I know how to deal with it because I reached out and got help. I didn't have these resources when I was looking for help. So I wanted to make it as easy as possible for you if you are somebody that is looking for help, or you know somebody that's looking for help, or need somebody to talk to. All you have to do is type !help, or you can check the bottom of the screen. It's down there right now and will appear periodically. Typing !help will get you a couple of URLs. Those are findahelpline.com, or you can check out the growing list of resources at takethis.org. I encourage you to check out those websites, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. With that, for what is rapidly becoming one of the last times, Cari, what time is it?
It's time to find some paths, bitches.
Here we are, at long last, in the Temple of the Black Lotus. It is the blood moon, and for at least an hour or two you have been in this temple, using up an hour or two of the 8 hours that the temple spends on the prime plane, bathing the black lotus flower in the light of the blood moon for its final gestation before it becomes fully imbued with its magical abilities. Abilities that are said to be able to grant wishes, to potentially resurrect the dead, or be used in almost any way you could imagine within the constraints of a wish. It is also protected by several monks known as the Rosgadai monks. And you have learned that it is protected by the spirit of Manazusa, the one-time leader of the Rosgadai, who, since the last time the temple materialized on this plane, in trying to secure the powers of the Black Lotus for himself, he was killed. He exists as a spirit now. The monks hope to be able to use the power of the Black Lotus to resurrect their one-time leader. But as you've been making your way through this temple, you first ran into an old friend who was disguising himself as an Oni, a magical ogre. You knew him in his former life, and you know him now in his existence as Vaughn Reed, a very well-read, apparently now interdimensional traveler, as he's found himself here with the Rosgadai monks, totally fine to be existing as the keeper of secrets, the keeper of the scrolls and books, and apparently is a bit of a fan of Flip's works of both fiction and non-fiction, now possessing some extremely valuable autographed editions. You also, through Vaughn, you met one of the Rosgadai monks named Amara, a Rosgadai demon blade, who does not want Manazusa to be resurrected, and has said that she would rather see the magical flower fall into your hands than into his hands. And she told you that she would help you by recalling some of her acolytes who are devout to her, reducing the number of potential enemies by a third. But Flip came up with a plan that was executed, summoning the Fire Drake, whose name I have forgotten. I want to say Trevor or Frederick or something like that. I just don't remember.
Phil.
Phil.
How could you forget Phil?
I literally could not remember that.
Phil has been in more episodes than Mizzy at this point. How can you forget that?
I don't know. I don't know why Trevor was in my name in my head as the name of your...
Trevor, that's a name for a dragon.
Oh man.
Obviously,
anyway,
Phil.
You hid in the Hall of Demons, and having been granted the passwords to the statues by Amara, you were able to get past the statue that allowed you to get into the Hall of Demons. You had a view out to the courtyard, and you cast that spell summoning Phil, the Fire Drake. The alarm was sounded, and all of the Rosgadai monks and acolytes left their training room and headed out to the courtyard and are currently doing battle, along with Amara and her acolytes, who are putting on a good show to keep everybody occupied. You have 1 minute in which this is activated, and that is where we are picking up as you have gone through the door into the next area of this temple. As you head through the door, going through this northernmost door in the Hall of Demons, you find yourself in a a large sort of, the best way I can describe it is this room is H-shaped. Picture on the northernmost wall, there is a towering sculpture of a snarling Oni with 6 arms. The statue is a full 20 feet tall, brushing the ceiling. It's 15 feet deep, and it is almost 30 feet wide. You can see across from the Oni is what would be the bottom of that, if you imagine the H, sort of the cross beam. There's a couple of torches flanking an opening. But in order to get there, you have to pass in front of this giant Oni statue. What would you like to do?
I look at Flip. So are we past the area where the monks and Phil are fighting whatever?
Yes. The room you were in
Are
looked
we
out over
through
the
that
courtyard.
space?
You are
Okay.
now in another room
Okay.
further away from that. You can
The
hear the
next.
sounds of
Okay, good.
fighting and the roars of Phil off in the distance, muffled now.
Gotcha. I would look at Flip and I'd be like, wasn't there something about like a password that we had to say?
Yeah,
Fine,
it's like a couple passwords. Didn't
Fine,
you write them on your hand?
Oh shit, I did. And Teera would look down and I think this is the one where we have to say Montezuma. And I would yeah.
Do you know why I remembered that?
Why?
Because it cost me 2,000 gold.
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean,
Yeah.
if it makes you feel any better,
It doesn't. Nothing, nothing you could possibly say after, if it makes you feel better, will have any demonstrable impact on my mood whatsoever. Not
Okay
even
then.
wholly impossible.
All right. And Teera would go over towards the statue and
As-
would say Montezuma.
As
Oh,
you
God.
begin stepping towards it, you see this giant statue. As it begins to shift, you realize that each of the 6 arms holds a rusty iron cage suspended from a chain. The cages are just
Oh.
barely large enough to hold somebody the size of you or your brother Kane. Easily could accommodate Flip. But then you call out the word Montezuma, and you watch as the seemingly impossible movement of stone moving as if it were living flesh just freezes. The only indication of movement is now some of the cages are swaying from the momentum. You have correctly used the password.
Flip, it worked.
Yeah. Great.
All right. Okay. And okay, so can Cari make like an intelligence check of some sort to remember the other 2? Because I only wrote down one other password. And to be fair, in this world, like 3 minutes has passed, and Teera wrote them on her hand. So can I
I will tell you what they are.
throw me a bone here? Thank you so
Because-
much. Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure that I dropped these in the chat, side chat last time.
I think one was Rose Godai, yes. Oh, Octru, that's the one. I did
Octru
write
was
that
the
down,
first one
actually.
with the lions that breathe fire, and Flip
The
read
lion demon.
a story on the tapestry that told the legend, and was able to discern that first one.
Got it. Okay. I thought we had 3 left, but we only have 3 total. And
Yep.
yeah, I had the other one written down. Rose Godai. Good job, Cari. Okay. So I guess we're just kind of making our way through this room now.
Now that the statue has been subdued by the password, you can see that the doorway it was guarding, you can pass through into the main training chamber. This massive chamber is 50 feet by almost 70 feet. From north to south, it's almost 70 feet. the depth from east to west is 50. On the eastern wall is a massive dais. On top of the dais is an altar. You can see scattered around this room are racks that hold various staves and pole arms and daggers, sais, nunchucks.
Monk-type weapons?
Yeah, monk weapons. It looks like the armory for a Bruce Lee film in here. There are training dummies, those wooden ones with the pegs all over them. There's several that are like straw-stuffed training dummies that look like they've been repaired multiple times. The stone floor in here is well-worn and scuffed. You can even see, looking across the floor, you can see places where what were probably near misses as heavy bladed weapons cut grooves into the stone. There is a curtain on the southwestern corner of the room that leads into another chamber. And then, as I said, the only other feature is this large, this dais that's elevated about 5 feet up, a set of stairs leading up to it, and there's an altar sitting on top of it. That's on the wall.
What does the altar look like? Like, does it have any inscriptions or carvings or anything like else sitting on it or anything like that?
There are inscriptions all around it that's more in pictograms. You see the motif of the lotus flower has been carved all around it. On top of the altar, there are red candles that are burning, and they emit a red flame. If you would like any further information, you will have to ascend the dais and inspect or investigate the...
Right. Flip is gonna cautiously go up, and he's gonna be investigating and perceiving the whole time.
I would go behind Flip, kind of keeping an eye on, like, behind us. If there's anybody sneaking up, or from the sides, like, Teera's on guard duty here.
As Teera walks past him, or sort of gets into position behind him, he's gonna sort of like lean in a little bit, sort of like over his shoulder, and he's gonna say, "Hey, Teera,
What?
don't grab my butt."
I'll do my best. Teera just
I
rolled
mean,
her eyes.
maybe you should make like a wisdom saving throw or something to resist. That just
To resist grabbing your butt. I sure will. I got a 14. I feel like Teera for a second. She didn't notice before, but as soon as he said, "Don't grab my butt," she looks, and it is like almost a moth to a flame. Suddenly, she wants nothing more than to grab Flip's butt, but she has willpower, and she restrains herself.
The biggest challenge.
This is the real final boss, is Flip's ass.
So, while Teera seems to be distracted, Kane
Nice.
Kane is not ascending the altar with you. He seems to be rather nervously listening to the sounds of combat taking place in the courtyard, knowing that the minute is rapidly winding down. Flip, go ahead and make a occult, religion, or perception check. Did you hear that, Flip?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, I got. My die looks cocked. I'm rolling that again. That's
That can
bullshit.
happen. That can happen.
I got a 29 occultism.
Okay. Looking at the altar, there's a couple of things that you notice. One, looking at the way these red candles are arranged, and looking closer at these pictograms of the black lotus flower embossed in stone around this altar, you realize that hidden within the arrangement of the black lotus leaves, it's actually communicating information. And you realize that the first thing that you realize is that anybody who places a burning offering on the altar will gain the ability, an ability called Rebuke of the Moon.
What is that?
The second thing you notice is the altar sits about 5 feet away from the back wall, centered on this dais. And you notice as you're kind of moving around and reading these inscriptions, you can see on the floor behind the altar clear grooves that indicate that the altar can be pushed backwards.
Okay.
I would be down there and be like, well, what does it say? What's the thing?
It doesn't say anything. It's not words. It's not a book. It's
What?
interpretation. It's deduction. It's mentalism. It's the occult. It's how could I even explain it to you? It's like trying to teach particle physics to a 4-year-old.
I understand completely. What do we need to do? Maybe that's a better question.
Each of us needs to rebuke the moon by burning an offering at the altar, and then you need to push the altar backwards toward the wall to reveal some sort of tunnel or something.
Okay. Teera would pull like something out of her bag, something flammable. And then some flint and steel. And
Reminder, there are candles that are burning on the altar.
I would take a candle out and I would, well, I guess so you don't need flint and steel. I'll use one of the candles to burn this little thing.
I mean, you can use your flint and steel, but I just wanted to remind you that there is an active...
I don't want to work harder than I don't want to have to work harder than I have to. Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I would just, I burned something from my pack.
As you're starting to do
Flip
that...
is going to open up.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say Flip is going to open, he's going to reach into his pack, and he's going to pull out what looks to be a notebook. And it's more beaten up than some of his other notebooks. It seems to be a work in progress. The title is 50 Shades of Flip. And he's gonna flip it open, and he's gonna tear out the last page that he just wrote, and he's going to pull a flask off of his hip, and he's gonna like grab the cork with his teeth and like pour some booze on it, and then he's gonna recork the thing and he's gonna put it back in his thing, and he's gonna then set it on fire so it burns brightly.
That's so cool.
Kane is kind of looking quizzically at you, Teera, as you're burning something from your pack. He says, so you just take his word for it, and you're just going to make a burnt offering at a random altar in an otherworldly temple?
I mean, yeah, Flip and I have been together, traveling together for a long time. I trust him.
As the
Teera looks at Kane in such a way that essentially says, like, don't you? but without like
He
saying.
doesn't
it.
answer you. Instead, he kind of turns his head and listens. Do you hear that?
Can't say I did. I am listening.
Exactly. I don't hear the sounds of fighting anymore.
Well,
Teera and Flip, both of you, as this has been happening and you've both sort of burnt your offerings, at first nothing has happened, but then you both suddenly feel on the back of your right hand a searing pain and a blood red symbol of the Black Lotus appears on the back of your hand.
oh. Ow. Fuck.
See? That's
Flip.
exactly what I'm talking about. We don't have time for this. And Kane is actually quickly stomping up the stairs. And
Kane, wait. We don't know what's up there. You didn't look for traps. Maybe you need this thing on your end to get through the next room. You ever think of that?
I'll take my chances. And he's gonna start pushing against the altar.
Oh god. Fuck.
I don't
Hold
know.
on.
Why did my
I-
character sheet disappear?
I would help him push.
Before you can even start to press against the altar, you see as he pushes into it with both hands, the altar just begins to slide backwards. He rolled a
Oh, wow.
40 on his athletics check.
Holy shit. So strong. Yeah.
He slides it back, and you see revealed where the altar was covering an opening with a set of stairs that traverse from the northernmost part of the altar down into darkness.
Well, can Teera like do like a cursory glance? Are there like dart holes in the wall? Did it look like there are pressure plates on the stairs, tripwires, anything like that?
Go ahead and make a perception check. And Kane is actually
I
doing the
will.
same thing.
I got a nat 1 for a total of 17.
Kane got a 30.
Well, so he's good. Shit.
He kind of he's looking around. He actually takes draws out his sword and sort of runs it around the edge of the opening, and even presses firmly down on the first few steps.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem to be trapped.
All right.
Besides, didn't that demon blade lady say there was some trial? If they want us to go through some sort of trial, why would they bother to trap the passageway? With that, he sheathes his sword and he heads down into the darkened stairway.
I look over at Flip and I shrug and I just start following Kane.
As you descend the stairs, at first, you are in darkness. But there's a point where the stairs, you come down to a landing, and then the stairs abruptly turn to the right. They're wider, and you can see that the room they open up into, that there is a glow coming from that room. It's a bit of flickering of some kind of firelight. Kane is now moving more cautiously as he's descending, and he sort of ducks down to see below the lintel of the passageway. And he says, "It looks clear. It's just a room with a statue.
and Teera starts grumbling as they go down the stairs. If I never see another fucking statue in my life, it'll be too soon. And she's just like kind of grouchy.
As you descend into this room, it is a 30-foot by 30-foot chamber. There is a door in the middle of the south wall, a door in the middle of the west wall, and a door in the middle of the north wall. You have descended on the east wall. In the middle of this room is a large statue, though nowhere near as large as the Oni, the six-armed Oni from upstairs. The statue of a grinning, three-armed demon facing the stairs. In one of its hand is the source of the flickering firelight. An ever-burning flame dances in its open hand. In its left arm, it's holding a highly polished, bright mirror. And its right hand is actually covering both of its eyes.
Cool.
I did this so I can see.
Yeah, right.
But
it's covering both of its eyes.
It's covering it's like this. Its right hand is covering its eyes. Its left hand holds a mirror, and the third hand, which seems to be more centralized, holds this ever-burning, dancing flame.
Can I use my bardic lore to see if I can get a sense of what's going on?
Sure.
Like, what if there's... Obviously, we have to pass some test.
Well,
and remember... Yeah.
Again, if you want to get more information after I tell you this, you can certainly try to roll for it. But since this is a conversation that in-world happened within the last 5 minutes...
Right.
Amara told you that when you get through to the lower level, through the altar stairway, you will have to face one of 3 trials. She didn't know anything about the trials. She just said you'll have to face one of 3 trials.
Okay.
In order to get to the Black Lotus.
Well.
Okay. Got it. Well, maybe the mirror have to face something inward about ourselves.
I mean, we don't have to do the mirror. We could do the fire one.
The fire one is your choice. Because you don't want to look inside.
No. I just think the fire one is probably going to be something we have to, like, fight. And fighting is, more my thing.
So you'd rather fight demons than face inner ones, is what you're saying.
I didn't really think it was that deep, Flip, but... And Teera, can't bring herself to say yes, but essentially is conceding that, yeah, she actually would rather fight something outside than...
We could always split up.
Do we each have to do one, or do we all have to do one together?
I don't know.
Didn't really specify.
Did Amara give any clarity on that?
She did not specify.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But there are all 3 of us, and there's 3 doors. But if that's...
And all of a sudden, Teera... Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
He goes, if that's mirrors, and Flip, you seem keen to reflect upon yourself, and if that's fire, which Teera, you seem to be eager to test your metal against the flame, what is this way that is so worrisome that a demon would cover its own eyes to not have to look at? I guess if we decide to split up, that's where I'm going.
Teera all of a sudden, looks at Flip, being smug. And she would just be like, you know what? I don't mind a little self-reflection. I don't have anything to hide. I'll do the mirror. I ain't afraid of nothing. Flip, you wouldn't happen to be afraid of the fire, would you?
Teera, I think what you need to understand is that I am so many magnitudes deeper than you and have no ego. You know, it was once written of me that I am so humble that if awards were granted for humility, I would win both first, second, and third place. But of course, I wouldn't show up to the ceremony because I'm too humble.
As you say this, you hear from the direction of the staircase a voice. Let him deal with the trials. Let Monazusa sort them. And then you hear the sound of a very heavy stone altar being slid back into place.
Oh, they trapped us in here. They're pushing us through. Oh, God. Okay. Well, no turning back now. And
Is there any
Teera
particular reason that you're so keen that we should split up?
No,
no.
I'm fine to do the mirror. Teera's fine to do the mirror. Apparently, we're all good to do the mirror. So let's go. Let's reflect on some shit. You're welcome for my presence.
After you.
Okay, Flip will lead the way, as always, as heroes do.
So, heading to the northernmost door.
As Flip walks away, Teera does the jerk off motion in Flip's direction, but to Kane.
As you head into this trial, I would like to know what your marching order is.
I guess Flip will be first.
Flip, Teera, Kane.
Sounds good. You open the door, and you immediately see a 20-foot long, 10-foot wide hallway, stone corridor. That, after 10 feet, branches to the left. From where you're at, you can also see that it, as soon as it turns left, it does appear to also go back up again. It only takes a few steps to see that the corridor continues for another 20 feet to the west before branching, or it continues 30 feet to the north before branching left. Excuse me, only left. The one to straight ahead now, as you're facing west, in 20 feet branches both to the left and the right, or to the north and the south.
I'm just following Flip. I'm trying to act
Um,
like I'm not nervous about the mirror shit.
Can you just repeat the options?
So you've walked in
Yeah.
and going 10 feet up to the north. It immediately turns to the west. You are facing now west. It goes for 20 feet and then branches both north and south. But also, immediately to your right or to the north, is another corridor that leads north for 30 feet before turning west. So you're at a T intersection, essentially.
Okay, got it. Flip is going to reach into his pack and pull out a small steel mirror. And he is going to. So it sounds like we have three options, essentially a T intersection, like you said. So Flip is going to turn away from each corridor. And then he's going to look at the corridor in the steel mirror so he can just reflect back and see what's behind him. If that probably does nothing, but.
All right. Say that one more time.
Okay. So imagine. I'm going to put it in the chat. So imagine that this is the corridor, right? Flip is on the left-hand side. So Flip is on the left side.
Okay.
He is going to be facing left. And he's going to have the mirror in front of his face like this. And he's going to be looking right into the mirror. So he's going to be looking behind himself. So the view of the mirror is actually going to be of the corridor in this direction
Okay.
because Flip is looking that way.
Got you. So rather than walking forward, you're going to view whatever it is through the mirror going backwards.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So are you going?
Yeah, I'm not moving at all.
Okay.
I'm just looking down every corridor in that fashion.
Doing so allows you
No.
to see a reflection of the corridors. Nothing changes in the mirror.
Great. Okay. Then left is right, right is wrong. So we'll go the leftest path possible. And I will be looking through the mirror periodically to, like, I guess I'll use the mirror and.
So are you walking backwards the whole time?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Nice.
But I'll be doing so slowly.
Yeah.
Because obviously backwards my vision will be impaired. So I will be taking extra care so I'm not less perceptive.
So as you begin moving slowly, Teera, you're basically Flip is facing towards you, walking backwards, but periodically looking in this mirror. Are you still
I'm
facing?
still following him.
Okay. And Kane is doing the same.
I'm facing opposite him.
Oh.
Yeah.
You travel about 20 feet or so, and you can see as you're approaching this other T intersection. So at your back, the passage goes either to your left or to your right.
Okay. Let's go to the left.
To your left.
Sure. Yeah.
So you turn, so your back is now facing to the north.
Yeah.
You're holding the mirror in your hand. And as you turn, you see the hall goes for another 10 feet before making another turn to the west behind you. But looking past the mirror, straight ahead, 10 feet in front of you, is a statue of a demon. The demon's fingers and its feet are clasping a large oval mirror. You see yourself reflected in it.
Right.
And then your reflection turns its head sideways and steps out of the mirror.
Oh.
And I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh my god.
And just because
him?
no, everybody needs to roll for initiative. Just for fun, it's like Shadow Link. It's like a shadowy version of Flip. And it has a goatee. It's evil.
Obviously. Bizarro
Where
Flip.
did my card go? All right.
Pilf.
So
Pilf.
Flip und Teera und evil Flip.
Evil.
Evil
Well,
Flip.
to be fair.
Let's see. What is Flip's perception? I think it's clear now the reason that I needed your character sheets.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, that's a D12, not a D20. Hold on. Okay, so that's a... Alright, Flip, what'd you get?
30.
Teera?
27.
Kane got a... He has a 16... Kane also got a 27. So Flip, you're up first, followed by Evil Flip, followed by the Wonder Twins.
Awesome.
So Flip, as your shadowy mirror image steps out of the mirror, you can see that it in every way looks like you. Meaning it has all of the same items, at least physically, that you can see on it that you have.
Luckily, I don't have any good items, so I'm not worried about that at all. All right, so just a reminder, I'm resistant to negative energy at the moment.
Also, he's wearing purple. Flip's motif is green. Evil Flip is purple.
Okay, well, I will, I'll cast Chromatic Ray. I'm assuming 38 hits Evil Flip.
Yeah, he's got your AC.
I mean, I have my sheet up. It was, yeah. Cool. 25 poison damage and a fortitude save, please.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Sorry, 25 poison damage?
Yep.
And a what save?
So poison.
Fortitude.
32.
Okay, that is a success. But if we equal to the condition value. The condition value is the level of a condition.
Yes.
So if Evil Flip was enfeebled by the spell, enfeebled 1, it would just be a 1. Okay, that's not worth spending anything. Well, that's fine. So 25 damage, and then
Boy.
God, I'm about to make a horrible decision.
No, you're not. I believe in you.
No, it's going to be real bad.
Affirmations. Affirmations.
Yeah. Well, let's see response. What was this? Flip, there's going to be a burst of positive energy around us. Flip is going to inspire courage in Kane and Teera.
Yay.
To channel this inspire courage, Flip is going to rap. And he says, you might look like me, but you can't be me, because I'm the flyest MC, can't you see?
Oh my god. Yes.
And
FLIP.
and then he adds, and you ugly. So,
Oh, god damn. Incredible. Incredible.
What does that do?
I was just up. Oh, didn't I say what it did?
No.
You just
I
said
was
that you
waiting.
inspire courage. But
Plus 1 attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against.
Nice. Thank you.
plus 1 attack, damage, and saves
Saves versus fear.
versus fear. Okay.
Thank you, Flip. I feel very inspired. That rap was
I have to ask,
fly
Flip,
to the max.
why do some of your spells have SIG next to them?
I assume that's because their signature. I don't know what that means. Oh wait, no. Yes, they are signature, and I think they are automatically. They can be upcast without any issues. I think that's the thing. I don't think I can upcast. I can only upcast those signature spells.
Right.
I think.
Well, so
While Jake is looking something up, check us out on teespring.com. Never mind.
oh, go.
We can get all kinds of cool logos. We can get them on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, coffee mugs, stickers, and so much more. Teespring.com. Just search Mini Terrain Domain.
See. Evil Flip takes a step to the left and makes some gestures and seems to summon a ball of shadow into his hands that he throws down the hall, sort of between Teera and sort of aiming a little more towards Kane. And I need everybody to make a basic reflex save.
I would like to use a
Why am I
tome to
rolling? Oh,
re-roll,
that's for-
please.
Yeah.
Jesus crumbs. That's better.
29.
26.
29, 26. And Kane got a 23. None of those are critical failures. You hit the DC, so you save. That's a success for Flip. But the others... this is where it's different than D&D. You don't take half damage on a fail. Anyway, Kane and Teera. Do you know if that's true, Flip, since you're the spellcaster? That if you succeed, you just don't... It's a fireball, by the way.
Yeah, no, obviously. I'm not sure, but I think there is damage.
Because it just says...
Because yeah. It's silly that it's not in there. It's expecting you to know how it works.
I think it's half damage because then there's a feat called evasion that if you have it, then you can escape damage entirely.
You take half the listed damage from the effect.
Okay. So that's going to be
on a success.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18 to Teera, 18 fire damage to Teera and Kane. And 9 to Flip. As Evil Flip casts this shadowy fireball.
Oh, I assumed it was like shadowy negative energy damage.
Straight up fireball. It just looks
it's
like
cool dark
shadow.
Fire.
It's like in Elden Ring. It's the black flame. And that is not your character sheet.
Hey, Flip. You don't happen to have any healies, do you?
I do.
I might need one on the next turn when you get a second. If you can manage it.
Isn't it just all about you, Teera? What I need, what you can do for me, Flip.
Teera's screaming and there's blisters happening on her body right now.
It's never what I can do for you, Flip.
You smell burning hair. It's Teera's hair. Singed.
The 9 points of damage that Flip avoided by successfully dodging it, avoided his hair.
After
perfect hair. That's fine.
Evil Flip casts this fireball. You see as he suddenly goes like this. And as he does so, like miming that he's stuck behind a wall, he disappears.
You're kind of frozy froze right now, Jake. What? So what is he doing? Describe it.
What do you mean I'm froze? I was pantomiming. I was doing like a mime, doing an invisible wall.
Okay.
As Evil Flip does this, miming this invisible wall, you watch as a wall appears, blocking him off from you and him. Um.
And you said that it's 30 feet away, right?
No.
Or how far away are they?
You are like 10 feet away from when you made that turn and faced the statue.
Okay.
That put you, let me just double check. That put you 10 feet away from the statue and Evil
Okay.
Flip.
So Flip is going to shout at Teera and Kane and say, "The wall is real if you believe it, which means you can hop and climb over it."
Okay. Noted. Teera hears him, shakes off the burnt hair smell, and probably a lot of the burnt hair. And yeah. I don't know, is it my turn? I forgot where we're at in the initiative.
Yeah, that would
it's
be
you and
you.
Kane now.
It's you and
Me
Kane.
and Kane now. Oh, together. Super. So I would go and I would just like scramble over the fake wall. And yeah, I guess that could I get over the wall with one movement? One action?
Let me ask you this question. Do you believe that the wall is real?
Hi. You know what? I think it would be thematic for Teera to not believe that it's real because she thinks Flip is full of shit a lot of the time anyway. And so fake Flip is probably equally full of shit. And so I think she might just walk through if that's possible.
If you don't believe, you go charging toward where you saw Evil Flip and you pass right through the wall.
Dark Flip.
You're
Yellow.
either not hearing me or the delay is so bad that what I said didn't catch up. Are you hearing me at all?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay, there was
Can you
no
hear
delay.
us?
There was zero delay at that point.
Great.
Okay.
Did I said okay, so I said I don't believe in the wall. I want to try to go after Dark
And I
Flip.
said, as you proceed towards where you last saw Dark Flip, you walk right through the wall.
Sick. Okay. I think I heard as you proceed and then you cut out. So anyway, I want to hit him. I want to hit him hard with my sword. Please.
Yeah, go for it.
Here I go. Gonna attack him really bad. Here we go. 25 to hit Dark Flip.
You could use a tome.
I would like to use a tome.
Yeah, 25
Screw
does
that.
not
That's a
hit.
bad roll. Here we go. Oh, noted. Thank you. Gonna try something better. Yes, that ought to be better. 38 to hit Dark Flip.
Critical hit.
That's a critical hit.
Yes. Hell yes.
Well, go ahead and roll your damage, and I will tell you if it's doubled or tripled. You're attacking
Awesome.
with a slashing weapon?
Yes. 22 plus 5 is 27. Oh shit, I forgot to rage next time. 27, and then one more cold damage. Okay, 27 regular damage plus 5 more cold damage for a total of 32. If cold damage affects Dark Flip.
32 tripled. You dealt a devastating
96.
A devastating strike, triple damage. 96. Looking at Flip's HP. Teera, how do you one-shot Evil Flip? What does it look like?
Oh my god, that's so badass! I imagine Okay, so Flip hollers to Teera, if you believe in the wall, you can climb over it. Teera like goes and like just like runs through where the wall is. And then as she like makes it through, I imagine she just kind of like barely slows down as she kind of like in Polo when like they really go whap like on the run. She just goes whoosh, and like I slices him like a freaking banana split right down the middle.
Teera, make a perception check.
Awesome.
Also, as soon as Flip goes down
31.
the invisible, or rather the visible wall, the illusory wall, something known as House of Imaginary Walls, vanishes. Teera, with your perception check, you see now as you
Awesome.
slice through and destroy, and it just dissipates like shadow, this evil version of Flip. You now see that he was standing right in front of this demon holding this mirror. And with that perception check, you can see in the mirror a shadowy version of yourself forming.
Ooh.
You still have 2 actions, or 1 action remaining, because you used movement and an attack, correct? What would you like to do?
Yes. I would like to rage.
Okay.
In preparation.
Break the mirror?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me consider that. That's a really good idea, but I don't think I could probably...
So...
No, I'm going to rage. I'm going to rage. I don't think this feels magical and unbreakable.
While you are doing that, coming up right behind you and probably feeding into your rage, Kane shoves you out of the way.
What a dick.
And as he does so, you see right next to yourself in the mirror a shadowy version of Kane starting to form. And Kane just goes, "Oh, no, you don't." And he takes that hammer, the Blessed Redeemer, and he's swinging it almost like Captain America when he's wielding Thor. He's just... And he just full on slams it into the mirror. Glass shatters.
Oh. Well.
And
incorrect.
Nothing. There's no mirror left for enemies to emerge from. How long does your rage last?
Cari will apologize to Gary. Teera will not apologize to Flip. I think it's like a minute or until... I gotta look. Hold on. Sorry.
It's a good thing that ability doesn't have limited uses per day.
No, it doesn't. It's fine. It's fine.
No, I'm just saying, like, you can rage as many times as you want. You can get angry at the waiter. You can get angry at the guy who cuts in front of you with the cart. You can get angry when you're
at the goblin that won't stop talking all the time.
I know. It's just perfect. It's like... I literally was silent for 16 seconds.
Okay, rage. 1 minute. And then when it's done, I lose any remaining temporary hit points, and I can't rage again for another minute. But after that, it's all on the table, bitches.
Well, you've still got some distance to go. This mirror is destroyed. There is a path to the north, and I will tell you, based on your positioning, you can see that there is a left-hand turn, and you can just see the edge of another statue, and it looks like a dead end.
Wait, Flip, wait, Flip. Can you... I'm kind of hurting for certain here. Can you give me a little blast or something to...
A little blast of something?
Teera looks at her sun mane and realizes that it's shorter than it was. It's like, oh shit.
A blast of something. A little blast.
Please.
Yeah, calm yourself down.
You're welcome, by the way.
For what?
For killing Doc, you.
I want it completely under control.
Clearly.
You
The invisible wall that is only there if you believe it.
I literally said it's there if you believe it, and you can climb it. You chose not to believe it. That's fine. You could have like leapt down from him and like lunged with your sword like it were a missile of some kind, but no, you wanted to do it your way, and it's fine. It worked out this time.
Yes, it did. Thank you, Flip. I believe that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Oh, it should be. I wasn't trying very hard not to offend you.
you hear the sound of breaking glass as while you two are arguing, Kane steps out from around that corner. Well, that's another Mia down.
I took care of it. I took care of it.
That was a dead end.
Awesome.
We need to backtrack.
Okay, was there another mirror?
Another demon, another mirror.
So so Flip is going to he's going to dip into his pockets, and he's going to get a little bit of resin, and he's going to rub it in his hands like together, and then he's going to do a little bit of an altered gesture. He's going to like give 2 middle fingers to Dark Flip, and then everybody gets 40 healing.
Oh.
40. Holy cow. Thank you.
And it's in a burst. So.
Bow. I imagine it's like the sound of like one guitar going bow.
It's more like, what can I say except you're welcome?
You're welcome.
That's less than 6 seconds, so this works out.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Could be anything.
That almost heals Kane up to full.
Teera, like, it's like, oh, that's a lot better. Thank you.
Yeah. Great.
Right, well, I guess we're on the hunt for more mirrors, huh?
So we've agreed.
Flip will now look around. Will look around corners with his mirror and not actually peer down the.
Smart.
And we've agreed.
Yeah.
If we see any more mirrors, we break them.
Smash,
Yeah.
smash, smash.
Sure.
Keep an eye on that one. And he kind of, with the head of his hammer, he points at the mirror in your hand. Just in case.
Okay.
Oh, just in case, yeah.
So, tracking backwards and looking around corners with your mirror, you're able to backtrack to that first intersection. You go north for 30 feet, and you see in the mirror, you can see that the hall continues for another 30 feet west, and then does this little sort of... Can you guys see me, or am I still frozen?
Nope, you're good.
We can actually see you now.
Okay. It actually does just a tiny little, like, jog down, like it offsets by 5 feet and continues on.
Okay.
Following through to that point, you can see now that 15 feet ahead of you, there is a junction that goes south, or the hall continues for another 20 feet straight west and then turns south. So, west then south, or south?
South, sure.
I follow
Okay.
Flip. We're I think maintaining the same marching order. Is that fair?
So, yeah, as you continue down that way, you end up moving about another 30-40 feet, and you can see where it turns to what would be your right, but is to the west. Looking in the mirror cautiously, Flip, you see 30 feet down at the end of this hallway is another statue holding a mirror. But behind that statue is a door.
Okay, before we do anything with that, let's go. We're going to take the other path.
So backtracking back up to the north, turning west.
We're Diabloing this. We
Yep,
can't miss anything
absolutely.
here.
Turning west after 10 feet, the path turns south again. And in just 15 feet, there is another statue holding a mirror, and it's a dead end.
Okay, go for it, Kane. Maybe like wear a sheet or something and then charge it. Or do whatever you're gonna do, I don't care.
Kane gives you a sort of a look like, what are you talking about? And then he kind of goes, wait a minute. And he takes his wolf hide cloak and he kind of holds it up like this. Kind of almost like a Dracula move. Holds it up like this. Holds the hammer. And he goes, all right. And he takes off charging.
How cool! How
I'm
anime of
going
him.
to roll an athletics check because he has 15 feet to cover. I just want to make sure nothing bad happened. So on an athletics, that is a 27. Kane is able to. Basically, you hear his heavy footfalls for about maybe 4 or 5 steps. And then you hear the sound of shattering glass. And then you hear the sound of heavy stone falling over. And then you hear the sound of Kane cursing under his breath. He comes walking back. I was a little overzealous with that one. May have broken the statue too. But that one's gone.
Wow.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
The point of the covering is that if the mirror can't see you, it's gonna create a wolf-hide cloak for us to fight.
He just wanted to cover his eyes. Flip, he was doing what you told him to do. Aren't you happy?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, that one down the other hole, that's at least twice as far.
Yeah.
Good news is that there's a door behind it, right, Flip? So that might be the
Yeah.
last one.
Well, tell you what. One moment. I have to really think on this hard.
Really, really search your brain.
Well, I could try to shoot the mirror. And he-
But, yeah.
And he pulls his crossbow. He has a small hand crossbow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got my javelins, but I'm not nearly as good a shot as you, I'm sure.
Okay. I got it. Flip is going to cast Dimension Door behind the statue.
Nice.
Okay.
And then is going to mime a imaginary wall and is going to block the statue's view with a wall.
Wow.
I'm assuming it can't make the distinction of choosing to disbelieve it because it's a mirror. So I'm just going to obscure the mirror completely with a wall.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
That is such a freaking strategic use of your spells, dude. I'm so proud of you.
Why can't I find dimension?
What can I
door?
say? I am pretty amazing. Humble too.
Dimension door is not coming up on
Probably the
spell
most
list.
humble. You win at humbleness.
Sorry, say that again.
I said dimension door is not coming up on the spell list, yet it's a spell.
Level 4.
I wonder if I'm gonna change that.
Not sure. Maybe it was cut off in the thing that I sent you.
No, it's on your sheet.
Oh.
It's not showing up in the archive.
Oh.
It's not showing up as a spell.
Oh.
I just wanted to. do what I always do, which is try to read along with the spells to see what they do.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
is it dimensional steps now? Or no, that's Misty
Uh,
Step.
No.
Misty
Dimension
step.
door. Opening a door bypasses normal space. You're instantly transported to any items you're wearing and holding
Yeah.
to a space within range you can see, which I can see behind the statue, and then I put up the wall in front of it, and then they can come forward and.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's maybe they changed it in the updated versions, and I can't find the button to get to the legacy stuff. So
It's possible because Dimension Door is it's a D&D spell.
yeah, that's what. I just don't know what they renamed it. So anyway, I believe you. I like to read along because that's how I learn. I'm learning these spells and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this version, are you able to take others through with you?
No.
So okay, so Teera and Kane just see a wall appear.
That's right.
Cool. So I imagine once we see the wall appear, I look at Kane and be like, "All right, you want me to come with you, or you think you got it?"
Well, you're gonna have to come with anyway if we're gonna go through that door. But
Well, yeah, but
based on what you
In the
did, I've got to not believe that the wall's there. And
correct.
I should
It
be able,
ain't. Flip doesn't know what the hell he's talking about anyway.
I should be able to push right through it and break that mirror. And Kane
You
starts.
saw me run right through one. It ain't
Well,
there.
We'll see. Kane starts walking forward, and he's just sort of. I'm gonna do a wisdom check, or will check, I guess it would be. Just straight up, that's a 26. Can you guys still hear me? Everything,
Yeah.
just, everything just went to
Mhm.
crap again.
You're good.
You see him kind of shake his head. He does that thing where he's kind of like almost as he's walking, cracking his neck, like he's getting ready to do something he's not entirely sure about. And then at the last minute, you just see him sort of almost fall forward through the wall. And then you hear the sound of breaking glass. Of course, Flip, you just see suddenly as Kane sort of falls through that wall into the statue. Right. Well, that seems to have done it.
Nice.
And then
And
you
Teera
see
walks up behind
Kane's
him
head
and-
poke out through this illusory wall, and then he just kind of goes, "That's weird, isn't it? It's so
right?
clear."
It ain't even there. And I
wasn't too
walk,
sure.
I walk down the hallway, and yeah.
All right, well, you've made it to the
Look at
door.
her, man, we did it.
All
Yes.
that's left to do is open the door.
Want to check it for traps? Check the traps. Freaking pressure plates, dart holes.
Well, if there's
All
pressure
right, go
plates,
ahead.
Flip would have set it off because there's not much space behind that statue.
21, just in case.
Flip will check it out too, I guess.
Tira's like, "Oh, it's all clear," and Flip's like, let me just take a. Let me check your work."
Yeah, second opinion. I love it.
Yeah, looks great. Totally fine. 100% faith in you. Flip is gonna open the door.
You
Nice.
open the door, and you see the three-armed statue holding the flickering flame, one hand over its eye, and it now holds the shattered pieces of a broken mirror in its left hand.
Yes, we did it.
But you are
We
back
did
in.
it.
You're back at the beginning. Also, the door that you
Oh.
went through that leads to the trial of the mirror. You can see as you step into this room, and you can hear the sound of as a black X is carved into the exterior of that door.
Oh, cool.
Amara
We need
was
to do all
either
3 challenges.
Amara was either misinformed or lying when she told you you had to do one of the 3 trials.
We need to do them all, huh? Okay. Teera kind of like looks a little disappointed for just a second, and then is just like, well, want to do the fire one next?
Sure, I don't care. I'm just
Right.
along for the ride. Except I'm doing everything. Other than that,
I'll lead the way on the fire one. I'm feeling pretty confident right now. And Teera would start walking towards where the fire door is.
Yep.
as Tira walks by, Flip is going to take a big whiff of her hair. Yeah, you got some experience with this.
Yeah, shut up, Flip. And Teera's just trudging on.
Well, there you are, standing before the door.
And I just open it.
Okay, you open it, and this room is is 20 feet across, 60 feet, sorry, 20 feet wide, 60 feet to the far side, where you can just see a statue of what looks like a demon howling with its hands outstretched. But between you and that demon are nearly 70 feet of roaring inferno 20 feet below you.
Ooh.
5 feet in front of you and slightly to the left is a 5-foot square pillar that you can jump to. You then see at a diagonal, another 5 feet away is another one. The next one is 10 feet. There's one to the left, or a double pillar straight ahead, 10 feet. Then
When you
5,
say a pillar,
then 10.
are these like flat, like we can jump like on top of them,
Yes.
like a platform kind of? Okay.
This is a platform. I swear I played this level in Tomb Raider, in one of the
I was
Tomb
just
Raider
gonna
games.
say, okay. They're all perfectly square. Also,
Basically,
good.
yes. It looks like they have the same pattern on them, the same texture. Basically,
awesome.
It looks like all you have to do is hop from platform to platform to get to the other side without falling, and each platform is big enough for one person. I think now for this one, because it's a straight shot, I'm going to take a screenshot. All right. Let me redo that.
While Jake is taking a screenshot, Tira's kind of like cracking her knuckles and like looking, and she's like, I'll go first.
Maybe we think about this for a minute.
I've got wings.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
All right.
Got wings, little fancy. We got wings.
Just saying, if anything bad
Discord,
happens, I got an insurance policy.
The images in Discord, you are on the right-hand side of that, standing at the doorway. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the Scribes and Scrolls public Discord, so if you want to check it out,
cool.
You in the audience want to check it out, you can also see it
Okay. Ooh, okay. So that that second jump is going to be the toughest.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
On
Matt Cookie.
Just
He's
in
the
general.
Matt Cookie.
Sorry, say that again.
I said on or just in general.
I'm just it's an emanation, accepting my allies, well, Teera and Kane, just sort of emanating forward and seeing if I get any sense of magic.
Smart.
The magic that you sense is coming from the flames themselves. It is some sort of ever-burning inferno that is
Okay.
keeping this fire roaring 20 feet below you. Mechanically, you guys will need to make athletics or
Okay.
acrobatics checks to jump from platform to platform.
Okay.
Okay.
But I can't. So I sense the fire, but that's it.
There's no other magical emanations coming from this room.
The inferno that's keeping the fire
Yeah.
alive.
What is your range
Yeah.
on this spell?
30 feet.
Yeah, for the for its range, there's yeah, I'm not sure how 100% how it works in Pathfinder, but
Yeah,
it would
it's-
essentially be sort of a mixture of enchantment and evocation magic that
Is keeping it burning.
is
Sure.
keeping it burning.
I'm gonna give like a fancy autumn dance. And I'm going to gain resistance to fire 5.
Oh wow.
Okay.
There you go.
And then I'm going to ask, so anybody see a reason not to cast fly?
I mean, does that like waste a spell? Like, does that?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I would say don't cast fly unless we need it. I can fly because I got my wings.
Okay, go for it then. Good.
Okay, well, Tira's gonna try to jump like first. She's
Make
gonna-
an
I mean, it's
athletics
pretty-
make an athletics check.
I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna re-roll that with
Great
a
start.
So
What'd you roll?
Great start.
nothing. No, nothing. You don't need to know about that. I said I wanted to re-roll, and that's the end of it. This time I got a 33. So
The next character you should create
I got
should
a
be
1.
called Tome,
Just
You-
tome.
in honor of what you've spent the most time doing in this campaign, using our goddamn tomes.
Okay.
To be fair, I have contributed one like every time.
Teera,
So many tomes. Yes.
you leap across to that first platform and you
Awesome.
land on it. And as soon as you do so, from the far side of the room, a gout of flame shoots out of the demon's hands and comes flying at you. And because you're close enough, I'm going to need all 3 of you to make dexterity saving throws as the demon statue launches a fireball at you.
Reflex save.
Yes, that's what I said.
Sure. We'll go with that. Jesus crumps. 25. I'm about sick of fucking fire.
Kane.
I'm gonna use a tome.
Gary,
Oh.
didn't Cari say
Well,
I could do the fire?
I could do
I
the
mean,
fire.
yeah, she said she had this under control, and as usual, I should not have listened to her. I should have done what I was gonna want to do.
Kane got a
Uh,
34.
26.
Okay. So Flip and Teera, you are going to take 10, 22 points of fire damage as the fireball explodes at Teera's feet. Kane throws himself around behind the door and only catches 11 points of that.
Just to clarify, Jake.
Yes,
remember
you
my
will
fancy
take 11.
dance? I only take 17.
Or yeah, that's right. Sorry, it's
17.
5, not
I
half.
have only resistance 5.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Is he shooting more, or is it like a one and done?
He just shot it at you the one time. The
All
others
right,
cannot
fuck this.
jump forward until you vacate this platform.
Teera says, all right, fuck this, and would leap up and do her wings.
Okay.
and just wants to fly the rest of the way.
As soon as you sprout your wings and begin to fly, the demon is going to fire another fireball at you.
Just straight at me.
That's going to put you 5, 10, 15. It's still going to catch Kane and Flip inside that
God
room.
damn it.
So I needed a reflex save from everybody. Kane gets a 36. So he'll take half. 12, 18.
32.
Was
it 20 then?
And would you get Teera?
23.
Teera and Flip, you will take 18. Hold on.
32 is not a success?
No.
Oof.
Sorry, that's 18, 21, 22 again.
Shit.
So you'll take what, 17, Flip?
Sure.
Kane is going to take the 11 again.
God damn it. Okay.
So you're airborne. What is your speed?
I think my fly speed. I never got stats for this. It was the fiendish wings. So I guess I could. Hold on.
Pretty
But I had to
sure
like
you got
look it up
stats for
separate.
that.
I forgot them.
Because I remember
Hold on,
writing
hold on.
them.
Yeah, I know. Hold on a second. I got it here. You gain a fly speed.
Equal to your land speed.
Yes. Okay.
And they last
so my land
for
speed
10
is
minutes.
30. 30 feet for me.
So 5, 30. That's 5, 10. Just before you get to where the demon is and where the statue is, as you're flying across, you're gonna be 10 feet from the end. It's gonna take another shot at you.
God damn it. Does it only shoot at me though this time?
It
The
is
other
only
guys are
shooting at
waiting
you.
back?
You're the only one fully in the
Okay.
room.
Good, perfect.
So you need to make another reflex save.
This is gonna be my time. Yes, it is. Nat 20.
Okay. For a total of
38.
okay, that is a success.
Sick.
That's
oh my God.
18.
Teera
That's
does a barrel roll.
24 this time. So you barrel roll and only take 12 as it explodes against the ceiling.
Nice.
And you're able to land. So on the map I sent you, the statue is right in front of a door. So you can move either to the side or behind it, or for that matter, you could go through the door.
Yeah, I guess I juke around to the side and I'm standing like behind this statue. I wanna open the door because maybe it like shuts this room off. Like I don't know. I would open the door. I wouldn't go through though. Can I do that?
Yeah, you attempt to open
Yeah.
the door and it's either locked or somehow barred. It is not opening.
Shit.
Looking past the statue, you see on the far side of the room where Kane and Flip are standing in the open doorway on the other end. Kane looks at you, Flip.
Yeah.
You want to go or you want me to go?
I made it. I'm not dead. I think you guys have to get all the way over here before the door opens.
You can go. Flip is going to hide around the corner, though, to get some cover from the fireball that's going to come.
I was going to yell at Teera, but she walked away. Kane just yells, "Yeah, maybe if I fall, you can catch me with your wings." Kane's going to make a jump. That is going to be a 39. And he's going to immediately make a reflex save as the fireball shoots at him. That is going to give him a 34, so that's a save. You've ducked around, so you have cover. 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. So he's going to take 8 more. He's going to jump to the next platform. That's a 34 again, followed by the dex or the reflex save. This time it's a 28. He's not going to save. So on the second platform, he's going to take the full fire damage, which is going to be 10, 15, 22. He's now going to attempt to jump the 10 feet across to that double platform. Cari, as you left the room, but
I'm so sorry.
But as Kane started moving, he just said, "Hey, maybe you can catch me with those wings if I fall." And he's just
So Teera's, like,
leapfrogging
ready.
his way, trying to dodge these fireballs. That's
I have a very quick question.
Yes.
Can I so is this statue shooting like out of its hands
Yes,
or out of
the
its
demon.
eyes?
The demon's looks now that you're close to it. It's got this malicious look on its face as it's literally firing the fire forms between its two hands and then launches forward at the target.
Can I like hit one of the arms? Can I try to attack one of the arms of this statue?
You certainly can. Before you do that,
Sure.
as Kane was attempting to make this jump,
Oh God.
he gets a 23, which is a critical fail. He is going to have he does have an attempt at what's called a they call that it's an attempt to grab at the ledge. So you see him.
I think it's grab for ledge. I think I remember seeing it's like something very on the nose.
You see as he makes the jump, it's twice as far, and you see he misses it, and you see his eyes go wide as he reaches out for the edge. On that one, he's going to get a 30, which is exactly the DC of what he needed.
Jesus Christ.
So for a moment, it looks like Kane is lost to the fire below. And then you just see this.
What a stud.
And he throws a leg up, and this is that double platform, so he has enough room to sort of roll up on top of it. And immediately is going to be shot at. This is where you can attempt, before it fires, if you want, you can attempt to... you can make an attack against it.
Okay, I will. God damn it. It's only a 27.
You swing your sword at the arm and sparks fly. But the fireball still launches. That's a 33. So Kane is going to take 10, 19, 23 points of fire damage. And he looks back towards the doorway. Flip, are you looking through the door watching him, or are you still taking cover?
No, I'm still taking cover. I don't care how he does.
You just hear this periodic explosions, and then you hear the sound of Teera's sword on stone. Kane's going to try to make this next jump. Teera, you can make an attack if you wish.
Yep, I will.
Kane gets a... $27.
I got a 37 to attack the statue.
So as you bring your sword down this second time, you feel the resistance, but you grip the sword that much harder, and you almost will it to pass through the stone as one of the arms breaks off.
Nice.
But glancing over at Kane as he goes to make this jump, you see that he loses his footing, and he's got to attempt to grab the ledge again. Oh, that rolled right off the table. In his attempt to make the DC 30 athletics check, or sorry, reflex check, he falls forward, and you watch as his hands fall nowhere near, and Kane is plummeting into the fire.
Can I react? Can I fly? Or no?
I'm gonna make you make a reflex save to see if you can react.
What's his bonus to reflex?
His bonus to reflex is 18.
So on a D20, it's a 40% chance.
And he rolled a 5
chance. Yeah, why don't you just re-roll it with a tome?
That's your call.
I just called it.
Yep.
I agree. This is a democracy. Yes.
Yep.
Is my
I
vote.
never make the call on those. You guys do, and so if you want him to re-roll, he will.
Yes, please. Yes.
Let me adjust that.
I mean, I personally think Kane is shit, but whatever.
Wow, god damn.
All right, so he's going to re-roll that 5 and almost double it to a 12. Which is going to give him exactly 30 on his reflex save. So Teera, as you see him miss with that hand, and you brace yourself to try to go after him, you suddenly see a glimmer of the firelight off of metal as one of his hatchets goes king,
like ice climbers,
just digs in at the top. And then you see as another hatchet, ting, and he just pulls himself up onto this platform. And you can see that the wolf fur cloak that he's wearing is well singed from all the fireballs he's taken. And just as he kind of climbs up and he takes his hatchets and puts them back in the sheath, you see the fireball forming from the one remaining hand to shoot at him.
I already attacked once on this turn. Can I do it again or no?
It's ostensibly another turn.
Oh, okay.
He's jumped to the next platform.
I would like to try to hit that other hand, please.
Go ahead and make the attack.
That one.
Fortunately, because you took one arm off, you've essentially cut the fireball power in half.
Oh, good.
So he's only going to take 13 points of damage. Sorry, that's 16.
Awesome.
And he's going to make one final leap to try to get to you. And you see he backs up as far as he can on this platform. And he takes a step and he pushes off of the edge of the stone platform. And comes flying forward. And you see as he just does this sort of... And he just lands both feet firmly and kind of skids forward just a little bit in front of you. And immediately puts his back, kind of ducks down and puts his back to the belly of the demon statue. Kane took a total of 66 fire damage. In that, he actually took more than that, but before I gotta add it to his sheet or subtract it.
But he made it.
And yeah, he's still up. That leaves Flip.
Did you want to break the rest of the arms off, or am I just gonna, maybe you could do something while the rest of us are.
Flip, stay put. And Teera would kind of I don't know if Kane noticed in his hurriedness that Teera knocked an arm off. He's like, if we knock these arms off, I don't know if it can shoot fire anymore.
Kane looks at you and kind of looks up because he's sort of leaning against it. And he is going to reach up and grab the arm. And he's just going to, you see his muscles flexing as he just goes
pulling it.
He's trying to just brute force break it. On an athletics check, that's a 15 plus a 21. He gets a 36. You see, and he breaks that arm off.
Wow. Very nice.
He holds it for a moment, and then he just tosses it into the fire.
I was gonna say, chuck that shit down the hole. All right, Flip, you ought to be in the clear.
And Flip is going to like he's gonna start stretching. Gotta get the tries ready, gotta open up the deltoids and all that stuff. And he's gonna cast a phase bolt. And he's gonna shoot it across the chasm in a more or less straight direction at the wall above Teera and Kane's head. I'm just trying to. Does it pass through unimpeded and hit the wall?
You were trying to move it past the statue?
No, just like it's straight shooting it a phase bolt, a magical spell, just like a cantrip, straight across the middle of the room, so it hits the wall on the other side.
Yes.
See if the fire will still
it
trip.
passes without incident.
Okay. He's gonna like warm up his quads. He's like opening up his chest, and then he casts Dimension Door to the other side.
And you're able to get to the other side. On the other side here, and
That was awesome.
As you've already sussed out, the statue was set to react as people were attempting to cross, but also if they attempted to bypass the platforms. I rolled a d4 and got a 1. That's why it was attacking every attempt.
Damn. Per one. Okay. Fuck. Like, well, and then Teera wants to try the door again now that we're all across.
It opens.
Yes. Well, that's another one down.
And you are now in a very dark room because the flame that the statue was holding in its middle hand has gone out. The only light is coming from the open door with the fire room on the other side, and that door is closing. And then you hear like nails on a chalkboard as the X is marked into it. Kane and Teera, you are essentially blind right now.
Flip, can you see?
Yeah.
Well, how appropriate. The last challenge is what?
There's a thing with the hands on the thing.
Darkness, perhaps.
Maybe. Or fear. I don't know.
All right. Full steam ahead. I think. Yeah. Flip, can you see which door don't have an X on it?
Yeah.
Could you walk that way and make a caca so we can follow you?
Yeah. Flip is gonna walk toward the door. And he's gonna say, "Caca, caca."
I start walking that way.
Brilliant. All right. You're all at the door.
All right. Well, Flip, you can see better than me. Are there any traps?
I will check. 1 second. Gonna look. First things first, I have to use my monocle. And yeah, no traps. Looks fine.
All right. Well, I can't see the knob either. So anytime you want to open that door, you just go right ahead.
Okay. Like right now?
Anytime.
But like now or later?
Now.
Just
And
open
Flip
the
is gonna
door.
push the door open.
You push the door open, and as the door opens, Flip, you too are plunged into magical darkness. We'll see what happens next week in session 103.
Dark.
Unless you want to continue through this challenge.
No, I'm good.
I think
I'm
we're
good
all
to
set.
continue
This
next
is
week.
perfect.
No,
Perfect.
This will be a good lead-in for the third and
Yes.
final trial. To whittle you down before you ostensibly, potentially arrive at the goal of this temple. So that'll put us at session 103. Yeah, there's two or three
We're
more
so
sessions
close.
remaining, as I've been saying. So
We're getting there, man. We're progress. Progress is being made.
Kane took the brunt of that last trial.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. Poor guy. Well, he needs to learn how to jump, man.
Honestly,
Get
if it
some
wasn't
quads.
for Flip's healing pool, after that last ordeal, Kane would have been in really bad shape right now.
So would I. I mean, I'm hurting for certain again. So
Actually, I feel pretty confident that if Kane had, if Kane had missed and fallen into the fire, he would have taken 10 bludgeoning plus 15 fire damage.
Oof.
And until removed from the fire, he would have taken 6 persistent fire every round.
Jesus.
So he might not have made it out of that room.
Well, I'm glad we figured it out.
Yep. All right.
Close call.
So, yeah, tune in next week to see what happens. In the
man.
meantime, join us. Hopefully you'll join us tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for Sky Metal Iron Gods Chapter 2, The Lords of Rust, Part 1. And on Thursday for Welcome to Paradise Academy Season 2, Episode 23, titled To Be Determined. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thank you thank you to Cari and Gary, who just gave themselves the tomes they used. And
we know what we're doing.
Yep. And thank you to everybody who tuned in and was hanging out in chat. And as always, if you're somebody that likes to lurk quietly in the background, or you're watching later with us on the VOD, know that we appreciate you and hope you are enjoying our games. In there was one. Yep, I lost my train of thought for a moment there. Back on track. A final thank you, as always, to these two awesome players who have been sticking it through to the very end. Thank you to Gary and Cari, without whom this would just be myself talking to myself for a couple hours. It just went very Austin Powers all of a sudden. Allow myself to introduce myself. With that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want. Metadata.